So you're watching this video because you would like to learn how to generate more seller leads than you know what to do with. I'm going to give you a very deep understanding of exactly how you can do exactly that in the commercial real estate business. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Henry Eisenstein. I've been a part of over $500 million worth of commercial real estate transactions, both on the investor side and on the broker side. So I want to share with you exactly how my team generates hundreds, if not thousands of leads each and every single month and how you can do the same. What I want to share with you is the simplicity of how this works. Because depending on where you are in your business, you're not going to probably start with all of the different points I'm going to go through. You're going to start with one and you're going to focus on that one until you become the best you possibly can be at that one thing. Okay, so you're going to choose one of all the options I'm going to give you. And then once you max that version out, okay, that one principle, that one way of generating leads, until you've got that down pat and you're generating a ton of leads from that one piece, that one way of generating leads, then you add on the next. And then you do it again, and you do a crazy good job, and you invest your time, energy, and effort, and build out that process. And then once that's humming, once that's generating a bunch of leads, then you're going to go to the next one, and then the next one, so on and so forth. Hope that makes sense. I just want you to understand, you're not going to do all these different points all at the beginning. To start, obviously, a lot of people watch my content because of my cold calling. So I'm going to talk about cold, because one option you can do is one-to-one. Cold reach outs, one-to-one. Now, cold calling is one way to do that. Think about this. This is under one category. Cold one-to-one. There's a lot of different ways you can be cold one-to-one. I'm going to break them all down for you. So cold calling, which is what my team does, we do over 100,000 calls per month. Obviously, I have a number of agents that are working with me, and we make over 100,000 cold calls every single month. In doing that, right, we're reaching out one-to-one. I know we make a lot of calls, but it's still one-to-one. So you can make cold prospecting calls. You can take a lead list where you can export that as, from Reonomy, CoStar. You can export that lead list and you can put it into a dialer. We use Mojo Sales. You can use a software called Call Tools, several different dialers out there. You can import your lead list into a dialer and you can just start prospecting that way, okay? Or you can literally just hit a list, right? You don't even need a dialer. You can literally just, hand dial. You dial the phone and you can hit it, right? You could cold call one-to-one. Now, for one-to-one cold, you can also do email. You can reach out to a lot of property owners and a lot of these different softwares when you're pulling data. You might also have their email, and you can do cold one-to-one. This is not email blast and all kinds of stuff. You can find someone's contact information and you can reach out to them. You can send them a personalized cold email. You could also do cold one-to-one, just like sending them a personalized letter, a personalized text message. Cold one-to-one. You're reaching out to someone specific from a lead list and you're reaching out to them individually. That's how cold one-to-one works. Now, I started out cold calling. By the way, the first 10 months of my real estate career, I hated the entire thought of cold calling. Okay, I want to do absolutely anything else. My mentor was like, listen, just do it. Like, get involved, go after it. Enough's enough already. Stop making excuses. Just make the calls. I promise it'll work out. Now, again, that's nearly 10 years ago, and I fell in love with the world of cold calling, and I, became proficient. Like like I just talked about at the very beginning. Choose one, become proficient at it, get that humming, and then choose the next one. I chose cold calling. For you, you can choose cold calling if you so choose. Now, some of you might have a network. Some of you obviously might have teams. Some of you, various different places in your business. Now, this can be a very lucrative way of generating leads. However, it's not the only way. And obviously, some of you are just like, I don't ever want to cold call. Fine, that's okay. But you have to choose one of these options. So this is the cold one-to-one. Let's talk about cold one-to-many. Cold one-to-many is any type of paid advertising. At least in my mind, that's how I view this, okay? Is looking at it from, you're doing Facebook ads, SEO, you're doing mailers, you're doing text campaigns, you're doing, ringless voicemails, anything that you're, in my mind, exchanging money for a lead. You can send them to a funnel, whatever you're going to do, but you're paying money for cold leads. You're reaching out to cold leads. Even that you might have a targeted list, and maybe you can say it's warm, but this is specifically cold outreach to the masses at one time. Basically, any type of paid advertising that you plan on doing. Now, even a billboard, right? You're putting up a billboard. That's cold one-to-many, right? Because you're just putting out a billboard. Even though people might know your name, it's still something cold out to a lot of people, right? It's a cold piece of advertising that's going out to a lot of people. Now, let's talk about warm reach outs. For some reason, everyone seems to think that these are a lot easier than the cold ones. Now, at the very beginning of my career, it was actually easier for me to do cold reach outs than it was warm. I was actually more comfortable doing cold reach outs because I was kind of nervous to talk to my, the people in my network. Now, mind you, I got in the industry almost 10 years ago. I was 20 years old when I got my license, right? It was very much easier for me to do cold reach out because, my warm network was, my friends' parents and seeing if they knew anybody who was open to possibly buying or selling real estate of any sort. Instead of doing that, obviously depending on where you are in your career, warm one-to-one. What warm one-to-one looks like is that you take your cell phone and you reach out to these people individually. You go through your entire database, as an example, your entire contact list, okay? Your contact list from your phone, your database from your current CRM. Maybe you're going to a team and they have a huge database. You're going through that database. People who already know of the team, know of the people that you're calling on the behalf of, right? Or they know you, okay? This is someone who knows you, likes you, trusts you already, right? You don't got to build that rapport or build that trust factor. These are people who either trust you or trust your company, trust your team, and you're reaching out to them via a phone call or via email. And I'd even recommend that typically you'd call them first, leave them a voicemail, then you send them a text, and then you send them an email, okay? You do all of them, but you just do it in that order. Okay, you don't just choose one or the other. I recommend you do it in that order. Warm one-to-one can be very, very effective. I want you to keep in mind that, again, no matter which one you choose, you should be doing any one of these options every day for 2 to 4 minimum hours a day, or until you generate 2 leads a day. Generate 2 leads a day. This is your prospecting time. This is your lead generation time. That's what this is called. Right? This is not just my call time, this is my lead generation time. So if you're not generating leads during your lead generation time, I don't know what you're doing. Keep in mind that during this period of time, like, this is not just making calls, oh, I made my 20 calls, I'm done. How many leads did you generate? Well, I didn't generate any leads. Continue making calls until you've completed that task. Well, that might take you 3, 5, 7, 10 hours to generate 2 leads. We don't count in numbers of 1. We do multiples, right? Like, you can't do a minimum of 1. 1 is just not enough in this market, especially in this economy. To do the job of lead generation, you should be generating 2 leads at minimum every single day. And so whatever it takes in the morning, you start picking up the phone, you start doing whatever your mode of lead generation is, and you don't stop until you get 2 leads today, no matter what. Lastly is about warm one-to-many. So this has to do with you going on social media, just like this video, putting out content where you're reaching out to your warm audience, people who already know you, like you, trust you, follow your content, enjoy your content, right? And posting something that will attract them to reach out. So keep in mind that warm one-to-many is reaching out to a warm audience who already knows you through a medium. This will allow you, as an example through a newsletter, to hit a lot of people all at the same time. So if you have one message you want to say to everybody, like, hey, we have a new off-market deal, are you interested, as an example, right? A new off-market deal, if you're interested, or in a new listing or whatever, you can send that out to your entire database, right? You can send it to your entire buyers list. People who already know you, like you, trust you, respect you, know what you do for work. Or you can say the other thing, like, hey, are you interested in possibly selling your property for top dollar? We've got a few buyers that are looking for a 1031 exchange option. Please let us know if you're interested in possibly hearing an offer on your property. You can send that out via a newsletter. You can put it on your social media. These are things that you can be doing in a warm one-to-many. So you got a bunch of options today. You're going to choose one and you're going to go all in until you generate your 2 leads each and every single day, and you've built out a process where now that works like clockwork, right? Every single week, you've done it for months and months and months and months at a time, where you just constantly are hitting your number. And maybe you can even start delegating, right? Something like warm one-to-many, I have delegated. Now, I had to do it originally myself to figure out how the process works, and then I can start hiring people to now do my warm one-to-many for me, right? I don't write my newsletters. I don't do all my social media content on my own. I have a team that I've built that allows me to do this at a much higher level. I didn't do that at the very beginning of my career. I need to earn a lot of money so I can hire people to do it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.